Just came back from the Spirit Rock family retreat. I'm very tired, and I found it quite inspiring to be around families that really wanted to bring the teachings of the Buddha into their children's lives. And sometimes it was one partner, sometimes it was both partners, and it was an incredibly diverse group of parents. While I was there, I remembered being there with Lumpur Pasno and Ajahn. I think I was with Ajahn maybe at least once, if not twice, and Lumpur Pasno once, and then another time teaching, and this time teaching. So it was interesting to kind of just check in with my own perspective and perception over time. What was that experience like? And one thing that was quite sweet was just to remember, like, when I was there with Lumpur Pasno and Ajahn, there was a sense of continuity, like, okay, I'm teaching this now, and I felt like, oh, how do I kind of bring in their sort of the spirit of how they taught while they were there, the openness they had, the interest they had in the children. And I remember that both of them felt that the family retreat was extremely important. In fact, I can't remember which one said, I think it was Ajahn, made a slip of the tongue, and he said, the family camp is the only important thing that the Spirit Rock does. And Gil Francia was there and said, well, I'd like to just modify that and say it's the most important thing. And, there was really this sense of how important it is for young people to understand the Dhamma, to be encouraged in the Dhamma. And I remember Lumpur Pasno feeling that very strongly. The younger you tap in, the more it will set into one's life. And so even though it was often a chaotic experience, and, there was, the kids could get riled up very easily, there was always this sense of bringing them to their own understanding of awareness. And that's not something that's really taught in many other religions, and it's just foundational to how we understand the Buddha's teachings, how he really has informed us in our entire life. We have this opportunity to understand how we cause ourselves suffering, and then we have this choice. We're not praying to some other being to get us out of difficult situations. We're having to rely on our own heart, our own mind, and our own intentions. And so this requires, a lot of earnestness and effort. And so I was very inspired to seeing how important this was for these children's parents, how important it was for them to really try to give them, similar to Rahula, the inheritance of the Buddha. And the thing that really truly meant something that wasn't a material gain, but something that was the most important thing that we can receive in our lives. So we all have this opportunity to cultivate, and it doesn't matter what age we come to the Dhamma. It matters that we have an intention to understand, have an intention towards seeing how we can uproot our defilements, how we can uproot greed, hatred, and delusion, and our earnestness in following that path. I just want to leave that for some words of reflection.